to every celebrity you can imagine. We've been involved or been on shows, reality shows we've created, stuff like that.
And you just started Mobile Content Provider about a year ago?
A year ago, and Mobile Content Providers is a company that we started that basically does live productions for major networks. And we saw the need to have a smaller form factor vehicle, so I basically created and designed that vehicle, one of its kind, for ESPN and a couple different networks, so they can do more content. Mobile Content Providers is to add more content to the internet, to the television, to everywhere. If you know the difference between the internet and broadcast, you know, one's on television, the other one's on the internet, that can be on television or vice versa. So with creating Mobile Content Providers, it's created more content for the networks and for a lower cost, which they love.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned the internet, you didn't have that back then.
No.
And how has it affected you that you have it now and you didn't have it back then?
It's unbelievable that we didn't have it back then, because if I didn't have it today, I don't know what I would be doing. I mean, it's not just the internet, it's just the way to communicate with people and see what other people are doing. Think about YouTube, okay? To see what other people are doing and emulate that. I mean, if you don't have any show ideas, go YouTube show ideas and see what comes up. See what other people do, and then create something off of that. You know, so having that ability to see that and do that is huge. We didn't have that in college. We had to just come up with ideas. Like, for instance, I'm from New Jersey, and my other guy was here was from New York, and we're like, Club MTV is huge. Let's do Club MTV. But here, how are we going to do that? Club MVC. It's like the same letters. Let's do it. So we just came up with this game plan, and we shot it, and everybody was on board, and we got a grade for it. So how good is that? How great is that? You can get grades for some doing
having
stuff.
Fun and
having
creative.
fun. Hey, listen, I wasn't the bookworm, you know, but I really enjoyed doing this.
It's more hands-on.
Yeah. So one of the shows I created here was feedback. All right, so I'm the music director at the radio station here. I'm talking to record labels every day. I don't know if you have a music director here. Talk to him when he talks. He has to make the top 35 every day. They called me every day, sent me T-shirts, sent me CDs, sent me, you know, whatever they can send me. And I'm like, isn't Nirvana coming to town? They're like, yeah. I'm like, I want tickets. I want to go to it. I want to see how it is live. So I interviewed Nirvana. I've interviewed Pearl Jam. I've interviewed Counting Crows. I don't know if all this makes sense to you, but this is 90 to 94. You know, so but these names were the beginning. That's what it was. De La Soul to KRS-One to LL Cool J to you name it. They all came through town. Columbia at the Blue Note, if that's still around, and it is, and Kansas City. So I got backstage passes, and I'm thinking to myself in college, I'm like, this media thing's really cool. If you know how to use it and you know how to, you know, direct it and make money from it, it's really cool to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. What ignited the spark to start your business venture?
When I was working for a CBS affiliate, which is a news network, I was working for them, and every day I would find somebody calling me up and saying, hey, I need you to shoot something, I need you to edit something, I need you to go produce something. And my day job was getting in the way. Excuse me, just have a drink of water. My day job was getting in the way. So eventually, I said to myself, am I going to jump off the bridge and go by myself and do my own thing, or am I just going to stay complacent and stay where I'm at and work for the networks my whole life? There's guys still doing it when I left. And I said, no, I'm young, I don't have any dependents, I'm going to go do it. So I did it. The first year out of college, I didn't mention this earlier, the first year out of college, I was making pretty good money at the networks. Back then, I was making like $70,000 to $80,000 a year, you know, because I was working hard, doing my thing. And I was like 25, 26 years old. Then all of a sudden, you know, I said to myself, I'm going to do it. I jumped off the bridge, worked for myself. I made $40,000 that year. And I'm looking at my bank account, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, what in the heck did I just do? Can I get my job back? And then I just said, you know what? I'm just going to light a fire under my butt. I lit the fire under my butt. The next year I made twice as much money as I made at the networks. Just by lighting the fire. And you got to have that fire. If you don't have that fire, the entrepreneurship thing is not, it's not for you. You got to be able to do it. So that's what sparked the idea of creating my own business.
What advice would you give college students who want to become entrepreneurs?
I would tell them to, first of all, get up, look in the mirror, and see what's inside of you. You got to have all those traits I talked about in my presentation. You got to have all those traits. You got to be able to be a go-getter, social
Love what you
butterfly,
do.
love what you do. The number one thing is to love what you do.
Mhm.
Don't go do something because it's easy. If it's easy, it's probably not something you love to do. Sometimes it is, but most of the time, you have to love what you do. I love what I do. I wake up every day and I think of a new way to create something else new, a new idea, a new television show, a new commercial. I have clients call me, can we try this? Can we try? I love that. You know, I can't sit at a desk. If I sit at a desk, I would go literally insane. So that's why I have to do what I do. My brain's always going 90 miles per hour. So
Me too. I'm very hands-on. I gotta
most creative people in the industry are. So you have the attributes to it.
I understand you played football for Mobile,
Yeah.
and did you play all 4 years?
No, I only played 2 years. My going into my junior year, I ripped all the ligaments in my legs.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't play anymore. But I kept my scholarship here. And actually, to tell you the honest truth, it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. Because I spent more time in here than I did out in the football
That's
field.
another girl in the mass comm department. Same thing. I just interviewed her. She said the best thing ever. She got to focus and work more.
My grade
in
point
studio.
average skyrocketed after that happened. It's nothing against football. It's just that my brain wasn't focused on that. I was focused on one thing. Now, I mean, I graduated on the dean's list here. I graduated with a 3.4, 3.5 in that range. That's not me normally. I mean, I'm an average student. But since I love what I did in here, my grade showed it.
And I asked you that because I play softball and full-time student, and it's hard to juggle both.
It is.
So
You got to create that extra time is very hard to do, but you got to take advantage of all the time that you have. You only have 4 years to do it, so you got to do it now.
I have 1 more year.
Well,
Yeah.
you had 3 years. Now you have 1 more year. Take this last year and do everything you can possibly do. Create. You know what a reel is? You saw my reel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. Create a reel from here. That's going to look like that. Can you do that?
Yeah.
And do it. Not the reel that from here, but I'm talking about create a reel that looks like my reel now. That's what you're competing with. So go out and do that. Create that as best you can. You're not going to get exactly that. I mean, we have funding behind that. I mean, there's money behind that, you know. But do what you can do here. Create whatever you can create here, and go do it.
Okay. What tools did the mass comm department, I think we went over this, being so small that you still use today?
Everything I've learned.
Everything.
Yeah, because I had a teacher, and I had a teacher that was really well versed in the world of television. You know, and he taught me things that I would need to know. You know, so and listen, even if they didn't, the internet's out there. You know, you can still find out. You have to find it in you. You know, but everything here at a small school is the example. The story that I said about the girl from North Carolina. You know, she didn't touch a piece of equipment till her senior year. I don't know about you, but my freshman year, I was running cameras and do whatever they gave me to do. You know, editing or on the radio, and I mean, I came as a DJ here from New Jersey, so getting on the radio was like the best thing that ever happened to me. So fun and the excitement and enjoying what you can do here is taking that.
That's one thing my teacher says, have fun and be creative.
That's it. He's 100% right. But translate that into your radio presence, into your work, into your TV presence, or anything you do television-wise.
Let's see. I wanted to talk about Carl Bean.
Carl Bean was my advisor here. Always smoked a pipe. Older gentleman when I was here. And he just said, go do it. You know, go do what you have to do and show it to me. I don't want to hear anything. No complaints, no arguments, just go do it. Call me up. Huge influence. You know, you have to create that relationship with your professor, you know, and sometimes I want to kill him. Sometimes I want to hug him, you know. But you're married to him for 4 years. So create that, you know, that relationship with love, hate, whatever it is. Create it and utilize it. I mean, most professors are knowledgeable in what they do. You know, I'd say 99.9% of them are, and probably about 50% of them have the experience of the real world. So take everything. He's there, sitting in that office. Take everything you could take from him, and just. I didn't think about this when I was in school. I just did it, but take it all and store it and use it. I use it every day.
Yeah. Okay. My guest has been Ray. I'm Janelle Garcia reporting.
You don't want to try my last name again? Go ahead.
Kolakavia?
Close. Koldiakovo.
Kolyakovo, there we go.
That's funny.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.